It's time for some idioms, but these idioms are about time, for the time being. So this refers to something which is true now in the present, but it's not permanent and it's gonna change at some point relatively soon. So for example, we could say, is John still living with his brother? And you could say in the affirmative, yes, for the time being. Yeah, he's living with his brother for the time being. In the negative, an example would be, are you still training for that marathon? And the person could say, no, not for the time being. I've got a knee injury. In the nick of time. So this refers to something happening or doing something at the very last minute. So for example, you might get to the bank just in the nick of time, right before they close. Or you might catch your train at the very last second. You know, you're running late, you get there just in the nick of time. Take your time. So similar to Spanish, toma tu tiempo, this could be used in two ways. It could mean, hey, there's no rush, take your time. But it could also be sarcastic. You know, if somebody's being very slow or taking a long time, somebody might say, take your time. Like, you know, how long is this gonna take? Very similar to take your time, we could say, in your own time. Now, again, it could be used in two ways. It could mean, do it whenever you have time, there's no rush. Or it could be sarcastic, again. You know, if somebody's taking too long or longer than expected, someone could say, in your own time, you know, we'll wait in your own time, sarcasm. It's about time. This is a good one, common. It's a response to something that happens later than expected, or often someone who arrives later than expected. People will say, it's about time. Like, you know, what time do you call this? That's another one. It's about time, or what time do you call this? A rhetorical question with sarcasm. Cutting corners. Now, this is where you don't do everything that you should. You don't follow all the steps of a process in order to save time, save money, save effort. And the connotations here are quite negative. You often hear this used when something goes wrong, when there's some kind of problem, and you kind of blame it on somebody cutting corners. So, you know, maybe the building caught fire because the building management company cut corners. They didn't do the fire inspections or the fire tests, and you know, now the building has been burned down because somebody cut corners. To take a shortcut or to use a shortcut. In some ways, this is similar to cutting corners, but it can also be used in a positive way. You know, maybe you find a good way to make a process quicker with a shortcut. That's a good thing. But it can also be used negatively, you know, depends on the context. Okay, so these are all the common idioms of time that I can think of. If you know any more, let me know. Practice these in the comments. And if you'd like more practice, I'm going to put a quiz in the description. Okay, see you next time.